This is AMKS Goddess Radio. And it's like day 7. Monday will be a whole week from having surgery. So I can't really put the guitar against my belly and play and get out of this world. So, and God, my head hurts trying to watch all this stupid YouTube shit and Facebook junky stuff and tweeter crap. And TikTok has the same move and everybody's doing it. And damn, what kind of makeup are those girls using where it'd be like, if it could not be day, it cannot be night. If you're not ready for the day, it cannot be night all the time. And bam, they look beautiful. And I can't tell if it's a girl or a guy. And the Chinese beatboxer, man, he sounds hella cool. He's even got the brass section in there. And I can't tell if he's a guy or a girl either. And I guess that is the agenda for the millennia right now is gender neutral. Gender neutral. You know what I mean? Unisex. And, you know, I just got to tell you this, that, what was it? Calvin Klein tried to do unisex. He really did. He came out with a unisex perfume cologne, CK1, actually, and it was a fantastic smell. I don't like the knockoffs. So here we go. These are, should I wipe my glasses? I don't know. I don't know what anybody else is doing in the world today. I really want to thank Teresa for coming over and hanging out with me and having lunch. Yeah, man, that's cool. And Aaron and Chelsea and Sarah. And all those people who answer the phone when I'm sitting in this chair going totally, completely mad. You know what I mean? And those that are listening to my podcast going, what is she smoking? Nothing too hard. Nothing too hard. Called Marble Lights. So, chat with me. Bullshit with me. I don't know if it canceled me out on my recording there. Yeah, we're still live. I think we're still live. Yeah, we're still live. Okay, I don't know what that means. Oh, it means upload to. Okay, I see. So I guess we're still live. Anyway, so the effects are drama. In the 1800s, these were quotes by people. Eugene Finch Ware, Iron Quill, 1841, 1911. When backed into the alphabet, the critic's stars shall have crumbled. When into the dust his hand is humble. When verse of mine may linger yet, the rhymes of the iron quill, prefix. In the soul and soap worked a woman full of hope, working, singing all alone, in a sort of undertone, with the Savior for a friend, he will keep me to the end. The washwoman song. Human hopes and human creeds have their roots in human needs. The bid. A bid. The charm of the love is in its telling, and the telling that goes with giving. And the charm in the deed is in doing, and the charm of life is in the living. The soul of the thing is in the thought, and the charm of the act is in the actor. And the soul of the fact is in the truth, and in now is the principal factor. Is it the now? The now. Okay. Man builds so structure which outlines a book. The book. Of all the states, but there will live in a story. Of all the states, but all the states, but 3 will live in the story. Old Massachusetts and her Plymouth Rock, the old Virginia with her noble stock, and the sunny Kansas with her woes and glories. 3 states. Let's read that again. Of all the states, but 3 will live in the story. Old Massachusetts with her Plymouth Rock, and old Virginia with her noble stock, and sunny Kansas with her woes and glories, the states. Oh, dewy was the morning upon the 1st of May, and dewy was the admiral down in Manila Bay, and dewy were the regent's eyes them orbs of royal blue, and drew we feel discouraged, as I drew not think we drew. In Topeka, Kansas, Daily Capital, May 3rd, 1989. Okay, this one says today underneath it. Work brings its own relief. He most idle is the one that's most in grief. Okay, so I read some really cool shit out of this thing called the Jewish folklore. See if I can get it to come over here. Let's take another sip of sweet tea. Sweet tea is good for you. Yeah, I'm going stir crazy, I think. Let's see if I did save it. All right, it says, this is the Jewish folklore, and it was written in New York, Crown Publishers. And our writing is from we are the 15th print in March 1955, I believe. It's really small. But it says Jewish folklore. It says, what makes a fool? A fool went to the rabbi and said, I know I'm not a fool, Rabbi, but I don't know what to do about it. Please advise me what to do. Ah, my son, exclaimed the rabbi in a complimentary way. If you know you are a fool, then you surely are no fool. Then why does everyone say I am a fool? Complained the man. The rabbi regarded to him thoughtfully for a moment. If you yourself don't understand that you are a fool, he chided him, but only listen to what people say, then you surely are a fool. Yeah. Okay. This one says, some of the nicest people. Okay. A Jew came to the rabbi to lodge a complaint against other members of the congregation. Rabbi, he asked plaintively, do you think it is right of them to call me a fool? The rabbi listened with sympathy. Why get upset at such trifle? He consoled him. Do you think fools are so very different from other people? Believe me, some of the nicest people I have ever known were fools. Why, even a fine, intellectual man like yourself could be one. What? Yeah. Don't take me I'm not trying to but this is called The Treasury of Jewish Folklore. And some of the readings in here, droll characters. And it says, a blessing of a good memory. The town fool once came to the shames in the synagogue with a complaint. Everywhere he went, the roughnecks were making sport of him, playing pranks on him, making his life miserable. What shall I do? He wailed. Take my advice, said the shamans. Is that how you say it? It's Shammes, said the shamans, very much aroused. When one of them hooligans start up with you again, grab a big stone and slam him over the head. Okay. That's all right on the street, shamans, but there are no stones in the bathhouses. And in the bathhouses, you grab up a tub of hot water and scald him with it. Wow, that's just crazy. This is called Human Comedy, Droll Characters, and it's the Jewish folklore. It says, but in the synagogue, there are neither stones nor hot water. All right, the synagogue, you grab up the brass candlesticks and you knock him over the head. That's all right on the weekends or weekdays, shamans. But am I going to do that on the Sabbath when I'm not allowed to touch or lift a candlestick? Very well. On the Sabbath, all you have to do is give him a good kick in his, I beg your pardon, so that sparks will fly out of his eyes. It's easy for you, shamanist, to give such good advice. You have a good memory. You remember everything, but take me. I have got a poor memory. Just think of all I have got to remember. when the street is a rock over the head, when there's a bath, scald him with hot water, when it's in the synagogue on the weekdays, over the head with a candlestick, on a Sabbath, kick him in his, I beg your pardon? Believe me, son, if I were clever enough to remember all these complaints, these complicated things, would I have come to you for advice? Why waste money? This is a pretty long one. This is out of a Jewish folklore book. It's called The Treasury of Jewish Folklore. Once there was a nitwit, and he could not be trusted with anything from here to there. Naturally, he was the source of grief of his parents. But what could they do? Poor people. He was their own flesh and blood. One day his mother said to him, Moker, my son, here is the ruble. Go to the market and buy a hen for me. But remember, hold tight to the ruble and don't lose it. Moker promised faithfully and went to the market. But on his return, his mother almost fainted. Mokel had brought back a jug filled with water. Mokel, my son, what on earth have you done? She cried. Didn't I ask you to get a hen? What's this water for? Don't be angry with me, mother, pleaded Motel. Let me tell you what happened. I went to the market to buy a hen, as you told me, and when I asked the poultry woman to sell me a hen, she said, I want you to know that this is no more a hen, it's a heavy chicken fat. And when I heard her praise the chicken fat, so I knew that the chicken fat must be better than a hen, so I went to buy a chicken fat. And I asked the butcher for some chicken fat, and he said to me, there is no mere chicken fat, it is all clear oil. And I understood that the oil must be better than chicken fat. So I went into the shop and asked for oil, and the shopkeeper said, this is no more oil. You can see it is pure water. And when I heard the water was better than the oil, I said to myself, what is the use of wasting a good ruble? So I got a pitcher and filled it up with pure water. So here I am. It's a little longer than I liked. Oops, I marked the place. We're going to have to mark another place to read on this. This is, they got biblical sidelights, first tiers, tales and legends. There's a tale and legend. Oh, wow, let's see what that is. That's a pretty good long one. The making of Adam. The mightiest thing on earth. God created 10 mighty things in the world. A rock is mighty, yet iron can break it. Iron is mighty, yet fire can make it soft. Fire is mighty, and yet water can quench it. Water is mighty, and yet clouds can carry it. The cloud is mighty, and yet the wind can disperse it. Wind is mighty, and yet man can endure it. Man is mighty, and yet fear can break him. And fear is mighty, and yet wine can drown it. Wine is mighty, and yet sleep can dissipate it. And sleep is mighty, and yet death is mightier. I'll leave you guys with that from the Jewish folklore. We'll read a few more from my English book, Familiar Quotes. That's what it is, by John Bartlett, and it was written in the 1800s. I think 1817 is our issue, our copy. I don't know. I hate to move it around too much. 1937 is our published copy of this. So, we'll read a few more. Washington Irvine, 1783 to 1859. I think the accent's really good. Agreeable. How convenient it would be to many of our great men and great families of the doubtful origin, could they have the privilege of the heroes of the yore, who, whenever their origin was involved in obscurity, modestly announced themselves descendants from a god. Okay. Let's read that again. Is that a little confusing? It says, how convenient it would be to many of our great men and great families of doubtful origins, could they have the privilege of the heroes of the yore, who obscuredly and modestly announced themselves descendants from the gods. Knickerbocker's History of New York, Book 2, Chapter 3. Whoever hears of the fat man heading a riot or herding together in a triumphant mob, no, this your lean, hungry men who are continually worrying society and settling the world, the whole community, by the ears. Let's read it again. This is another one of those ones you got to do a few times. The drama of the 1800s. I don't know. What do you guys do for your spare time? If you're not playing a guitar, if you're not painting, or you're not creating some macrame or super gluing fucking Gorilla Glue to your forehead, what do you do? What do you do for fun anymore besides social media? Besides making TikTok videos? Oh, man. I don't even watch the news. It's hard for me to stay focused on a movie longer than 10 seconds because I want to smoke a cigarette. And I don't really need a cigarette. I'm just bored. And when you're bored, you do stupid things like want to smoke a cigarette. You know what I mean? So that's just not how we do it. Yes. Not smoking a cigarette. All right, Rick said we're going to read that one more time. It says, whoever hears of a fat man herding a riot or herding together in a triumphant mob, no. It's your lean, hungry men who are continually worrying society and setting the whole community by its ear. Knickerbocker's History, New York, Book 3, Chapter 2. Your true dull minds are generally preferred for public employ and especially promoted to city honors. Your keen intellects, like razors, being considered too sharp for the common services, the abid. I think if we look back at some of this stuff, you would see why we have so much problems right now. Okay. His wife ruled the roast, and in governing, the governor governed the province, which might thus, he said, to be under petticoat government. And that's a bid book 5, or book 4, chapter 4. And I hope it's saying that right. You know, it's like IBD. Anyway, nobody wants to hear me talk. Nobody actually wants to hear me play guitar either, I don't think. Or my conspiracy theories about them saying on October 19th that in Congress, in the Senate, that if people don't take the shot that are on Social Security, they won't get their Social Security check. And then there's another guy that was talking. There's so much crap, dude, in the world. You know what I mean? I worked for my Social Security. I didn't become disabled because, oh, wait a minute, I chose to be disabled. No, that's not what happened. Just let me tell you what, I can work circles. Let me tell you, circles around these youngsters, man. If I just had 10 years, if I was at 40, man, at the money that they're making right now, man, like, for real, circles. They'd be like, circle, lady. No, chale, pendejo. You don't like the work, you don't like feria, you don't like the money. Money is not the root of all evil, it's what we do with our money. And a Scrooge or a miser can keep all the money till they want. They're still only worth 2 cents, not even that. And that comes from a book. It says, in the book, it says, that man says he's worth $1 million. And the man next to him says, no, he has $1 million, but he's only worth 2 cents. Not even that. You have to wonder what that really means, to take it into wonder and ponder what we value in life, or what I value. Let's just keep it to the I statements, folks. Yeah, Goddess. AMKS Goddess Radio. Thinking about my crap, my journey in life, and what means the most to me today. Am I living for a material world? I'm living in a material world. No. I'm a material. No, I used to be. Heard this comic on TikTok. There we go. And this lady's like, you know what, girls? Let's drop your standards for what you want in a man. I'm gonna marry rich. You're probably not. You're not a princess. Your dad lied to you. No, I'm a princess. Oh my God. I am a queen in my domain. If I had a man, he would be the king. I need a man to be a king. But I don't need a man to own my own dominion. That's crazy. Or, if you're transgender, or unisex, or non-binary, or if you are them, she, him, or whim. Is whim a word? Or shim? I don't know. But I get lost when it gets into the pronouns and stuff like that, and I wish everybody luck on that one. And it's not like I'm dying tomorrow. I'm 50. Change used to be so easy to change when I was younger because I could flow with the change. But it seems like I've always fought back and flowed up the stream until I couldn't see no more, couldn't swallow no more. And then I would float back down to the nice, cool, and relaxing stream of the flow of things. I think that's how life is. We fight and fight until we no longer can fight no more. Okay, do your own homework. I'm not a professional of anything, but this is my journal. This is my daily life, and I am healing better. Thank you for your healing vibes. Peace out.